This 1 Degree Outside video is sponsored by the Topsfield Fair, America's oldest fair. You can pre-order your admission, meal, and ride tickets today at topsfieldfair.org and join the fun October 4th through 14th, conveniently located on Route 1, just off of Interstate 95.
Hi friends, Matt Noyes, good to be with you on an Insights video recorded on Sunday evening, really a Monday Insights as well, going out through the next several days. And, it looks very comfortable for us. You can always find our daily updates, including our Monday morning, early morning update for the next 24 hours at 1degreeoutside.com. But when we look out the next several days and this go around, I can tell you it's comfortable all the way through the week. There's a climb and dew point that takes place toward the end of the period, but we really have entered this time of the year where the exception is when you get humid. The rule is generally comfortable air. And boy, does this drive home the point, huh? Big, huge area of high pressure and fair weather just carving itself out across the whole really eastern 2/3, if not more, of the country, holding moisture at bay down in the Gulf of Mexico, which is where some tropical interest may come over the coming days. But for us here at home, it's just fair weather and a quieting wind too. I do like to sometimes look at the atmospheric energy. In this case, we're looking about 18,000 feet, where the red, the oranges, the yellows indicate that atmospheric energy. And during the course of the day, Monday, there is one that comes by, an energetic disturbance, and that's why there will likely be a couple of pop-up showers. But notice by Tuesday, that's gone. And as we get deeper into the week, not only is there not much energy coming overhead, the air will be exceptionally dry. And actually, we flip the script. And instead of what has become so familiar to us lately, which is a big trough or a big dip in the jet stream that allows for cooler air and allows for disturbances, we actually start to see a big ridge starting to develop out of the Great Lakes and into the northeastern United States. And that means fair weather extends even farther. Some of us may not, if you don't get rain Monday afternoon and early evening, you may not see rain all the way out for at least a week. Some spots maybe more. Here's what goes on in terms of the Monday showers that'll be cropping up for us as that jet stream disturbance approaches. It sets up enough contrast between a warm ground and a cold sky. You get these bubbling, what we call cumulus clouds, fair weather clouds, and yes, some of them do at least yield showers, maybe an embedded downpour by 2:30 in the afternoon coming out of New York State. By 5:30 in the evening, trying to spread east in scattered form. Notice not everybody gets this, but even the Cape could see a little quick sprinkle or shower that comes in by Monday evening, the first part of Monday night, and then it would die down. So when you look at total accumulated rainfall over the next couple of days, it's not much to write home about, but admittedly, the farther west you are, the hardier the showers are, the more they are. And you can see what I mean about some folks don't get anything during the course of our Monday. And if you don't get anything Monday, you're not getting anything for quite a while. Might want to think about water conservation measures here. Just for example, if you want to, in some spots, if you run off of rainwater to do some of your work outside, et cetera, it's something to think about because you're not going to add much rain probably over the next week with this huge dome of high pressure that comes in. Might be a little bit of wildfire smoke mixed in sometime during the course of Monday afternoon. Generally, it's just fair weather that goes out for days on end, all the way through the end of the week and probably into and through the weekend, which I'll show you in a minute as well. Meanwhile, the waves, which were a problem in the first part of the weekend with rip currents and swell that was coming in from the ocean storm, still elevated during the course of Monday at 2 to 4 feet with 6 footers when you get out by Browns Bank. But watch how the waves just come down in a hurry as we get deeper into the week. Tuesday, 1 to 2 foot waves, 4 feet when you get south of Nova Scotia. By Wednesday, and that quiet air and that high pressure building in, now it's a 1 to 2 foot sea far and wide, maybe 3 footers out by the Northeast Channel. And Thursday looks to be even quieter still. Generally a 1 to 2 foot sea as far as the eye can see. So it's quiet for landlubbers and mariners alike the deeper into the week that we go. Monday's highs into the 70s for most of us, 60s when you get around Lake Memphremagog and when you get across the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont or the Great North Woods of New Hampshire. Here are those pop-up showers that we looked at would be more in the later day and early evening and then kind of come to a close Monday night, particularly after midnight. There'd be very little left. And another kind of reinforcing shot of dry air comes in. So Tuesday is gorgeous. You're up into the 70s far and wide with the exception of the far north country. And then we moderate the air. We gradually, after Tuesday night, drops to the 30s in some of the valleys of the north country, most of us down to the 40s. We start to gradually rebuild temperature, but we don't do it with a lot more humidity. You come to 80 degrees by Wednesday, into the 80s on Thursday. Do we stop there? I don't think so. I think when you look at the extended, you know what, we always encourage you, just use our app for the 14 days. So why do I do this at all? Because sometimes even showing a New England average 14-day can at least give you an idea of the overall pattern. Look how long the dry weather lasts all the way through the weekend. Then next week, you see the building chance of showers, which comes with a little bit of building humidity as well, and temperatures that actually, when you look at this part of the stretch, come up above normal. And that's something we talked about in the monthly forecast, didn't we, at the start of the month, that as you got to the middle and end of the month, the kind of pattern may flip to warmer than normal for us. So anyway, grab the app Noise's 1 degree outside weather app on the App Store and Google Play. Hope this helps. Enjoy the start to the work week. We'll always see you with more updates. 1degreeoutside.com and follow us on social media. The number 1 degree outside.